When Ross Wilson, an award-winning filmmaker, was introduced to Chris, he knew he had to make a documentary following this man's journey into the world of sound.
Hi, Chris. We spoke yesterday on the phone.
No.
You were going to show me your world.
Oh, right, yeah. Come in.
Yeah? You remember me, right? We spoke?
Ross Wilson, you made a point of putting your name across. How can I forget how many times you said Ross Wilson?
Yeah.
I don't show many people around my world, and, you know, just to say that you're privileged to be here.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So, why don't you talk us through it?
Well, this is where the magic happens.
So, Chris, your world of sound. Talk me through it.
Well, you won't be able to understand it. My world of sound is all about layers. It's about the purity of sound. It's about sound which takes on another meaning when you listen to it. I'm all about the core essence, the soul behind the piece of sound that you record or make or anything. And that's what it's all about. That's what I'm into.
You were going to show me some of your music.
Quite a few pieces which I could show you. Most of it is work in progress. So this piece is like, it only took me a couple of hours to write this, so it's an extreme draft form. The drums are kind of very disjointed, kind of very, you know, very awkward. This is very difficult to listen to, but if you get through that, then there's something deeper and there's more of a hidden meaning behind it.
What inspired you to make this track?
Chris releases his music into the underground, hoping that one day somebody will enjoy the depth and complexity that he trademarks his sound with.
People live through their life thinking everything's normal, but at the end nothing's resolved, and no matter what you achieve, you know, it's pointless.
This is your studio here. All of these things you use on a daily basis.
Yeah, would you care for a tour?
I would love a tour.
This is my main rig. It's got a quad-core i5 processor in it. I've got also an external sound card as well. That's a beautiful thing that is. 8 gigabyte of RAM, and it's also got DDR3 memory as well in there as well. DVD drive, but this is where the magic happens. This is my hi-fi system, which I stole off my mate who was in debt. Running through here, I've got running into. He does that. My tape collection. Usually find them in charity shops. My favourite one is one that I found in Wales. Apparently it's children saying prayers in Welsh. And you know, how magical is that? Yeah. This tape was recorded years ago, okay, like maybe at Sunday school. And these children's like voices are saved forever in time on this tape, and I found it in a charity shop. There's none other. This is the only one that exists, and I've got it.
You're right there, Chris.
Yeah. Let me show you my CD collection instead. Yeah. One of my biggest, you know, inspirations is Van Gallis. He is an absolute hero. Dolphin sounds. I've also got some North African cafe stuff.
Is obscure better?
Obscure's incredibly better. If you're the only person who hears that sound, then it's something incredibly special to you. I mean, like all this pop music these days, it's like in your face kind of thing. I mean, like, look at Britney Spears or JMS. If people around the world heard this, they'll be like, this is probably the greatest sound I've ever heard. And of course it's not the greatest sound they've ever heard. Well, it might be the greatest sound they've heard, but for me it's not the greatest sound I've ever heard, because I've got the Metal Gear Solid soundtrack. It's an absolute classic, that one. Final Fantasy 6, 8, I was told that no CD collection is complete without Led Zeppelin. I don't even see what the fuss is all about, to be honest. A sound from Machu Picchu. Now, I found this in a pawn shop.
How did you track it down?
It's beautiful. I just followed my ears. I've got some music of Southeast and East Asia. That's always nice. Got some supercontinent. Now this stuff, okay, I had to import this from America because you couldn't buy this anywhere else. And you'll find out why. Got some chant music, that's always good. And some telemetric as well. I enjoy a bit of telemetric every now and again.
Okay, do you want to maybe show me around some of your instruments?
Yeah, of
See
course.
what,
Yeah. Got my acoustic guitar. I don't really play it like traditional people. They usually play it kind of like that, whereas I'm kind of like, you know, let's kind of like sludge it up a bit. See the Discord? I've got some percussion here, which I'd like to record. So I've got like this, which is a one of these, really nice for high end on the snare, and also you can use it for this as well. But that's useless, absolute rubbish, terrible sound. I'm also experimenting into the sound of the electric world, going a little bit more organic, say from synthetic stuff. It's an analog instrument, but still electric. So yeah, I've been working on running a lot of songs like this. I've also got this kind of sound going on as well. That's all I got. But it's another route. I don't think it's going to work.
So, Chris, what you got there?
I've got all my recording equipment. This is kind of the stuff that I take out into the field. Because you said you wanted to see me wear all my equipment, so I am.
In conjunction with his music, he also does sound design for films, where his perfection into the purity of sound dominates his passion.
So what's going on here then?
I'm just waiting for this apple to drop. It's a pretty unique sound, so organic as well. When, you know, an apple drops naturally. It's a battle of wits, it's like two gladiators. It's like, who can outlast the most? I mean, I might be here for some time now.
Because you asked so nicely, I'll show you my dark place. I hope you brought a torch. Oh, careful. This Foley studio. What I would do now is I would have something to record. I don't have anything to record. But your camera's making a lot of noise in here. This is where I record all my sounds, like gunshots, screaming, people walking on concrete, cats, etc. And the reason why I record in here is because the sound is so flat, and it just means that I can treat it later. And this is what I do.
And how is it?
Well, your camera's ruining the sound.
The sound of what?
Sound of silence. However, I am picking up your camera quite a lot, so if you don't mind turning it off, that'd be nice.
Okay.
If you mind, then.
Has silence not already been sort of, captured? Does it need to be captured? Inside of the absence of sound?
Well, it's the soul behind the silence. I mean, like, not every silence is the same, is it?
What have you seen, Chris?
It's a butterfly just over here.
What's going down?
Got stuff in my mind that I need to write. I need to get it done. Can't sit around here all day.
What do you tell yourself to psych yourself up?
I'm going to be the very best. The best there ever was.
Have you released any music, given it to the public?
Yeah, there was a small project I released a couple of years ago called Ambioscape. I released it to the internet and just to see what happened, and well, nothing has happened. It's so underground that people just don't even notice it.
But you're looking for an underground.
I am looking for an underground, but I also want people to listen to my music, and maybe like not even enjoy it, but I still want them to listen to it. So yeah, Ambioscape. Oh my God!
What is it, Chris? What?
It's being torrented. People have actually gone to the effort of downloading it and then uploading it for people to download.
So who's torrented it?
It just looks like some Russian websites. ISO Hunt. That's quite a big torrent person. People. This is it. This is. If people are listening to this, then I have to go out and play. I have to play. If people have to go and play this music to the people.
During a recent search on the internet for any reviews on his music, he stumbles across a Russian website torrenting his album.
It's amazing.
This convinces him that he has an underground cult following in Russia.
So there's people out there right now downloading my music and listening to it. I'm like, how cool is that? And they've even wrote what type of genre it is as well.
What do they call it?
Electronic ambient down tempo, which is probably a little bit more generic than what I would pick, but still, it's like people are recognising it.
What would you call it if you had the choice?
Experimental, underground, down tempo, ambient electronic.
Chris now plans to tour his album to the people off the back of his recent fame. He struggles to juggle with his newfound success and his passionate pursuit into the underground sound.
What's next for you?
Well, I knew this was going to happen. That was fate.
The torrenting?
I knew it was happening all the time. It's only now that I realised that it's my calling. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go and play live. That's what they want. Sometimes it's just moments like this that is like, do I really want to be like involved with sound?